We are on Belichick watch. So the last question I have for you, Miss Karen, would be Bill to the University of North Carolina. What does that say about how the NFL teams feel about him and his approach if he's going to go to a program like that instead of going after Don Shula's record, which he is 15 wins away from
Mhm.
breaking?
Mm. It sure appears like the NFL is done with the Bill Belichick way, and or are too. I think owners are too skittish or nervous to have somebody come in and take control, especially someone his age
Right.
who who- whose shelf life isn't. It's not like he's going to be the coach 5, 10 years or 20 years like he was in 20 plus years like he was in New England. It's a short window, and it's a short window to kind of blow up your organization for. It it had to be for a certain circumstance where an owner thought Belichick will put them over the top. It can't be a rebuilding situation because that eliminates a ton of teams. Um, but it'd have to be a team that's relatively close that you insert Belichick, who's not going to lose games because of stupid coaching decisions. Hello, Buffalo. Um, he's not. Bill's not going to make those type of mistakes. He is still, in my estimation, a great coach. The problem comes into play with control, wanting his people, wanting it his way, wanting total control or just control enough. And teams with established structures or established GMs want no part of that,
Yeah.
right? Because they're all trying to protect their jobs.
Yeah.
And again, if you don't have a strong owner who's going to move in and say, I'm going to let Belichick do what he wants, it's not going to happen. And it doesn't. And it's apparently Bill has gotten that message for him to be, or he's calling teams bluff by getting this close to being the guy at UNC. And that still very well could happen.
I mean, for me, I still think the NFL is still in play. I just think that he's not bringing it up. Clearly, him and Pat McAfee have built some type of rapport where he feels comfortable enough to
Mhm.
share that it's kind of become the new Michael Lombardi, so to speak.
Yeah.
Who becomes his lackey, so to speak. I know, Mike. I know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that's kind of what we see in there. But um, I still think like a team like Philly is in play if they don't do well in the postseason. Once again, I know they've been winning a lot of games. And I know they
Yeah.
struggled against Carolina this past weekend, but like if they don't get to the Super Bowl and like I said, or win it, I could totally see them, on Black Monday saying, "Hey, Coach Sirianni, we thank you for your services, but they no longer need it." And on that Tuesday, and it won't be on a paper napkin. He'll be the new coach of
Well, Ray, that to me is like the perfect
which
situation
Right.
mhm,
for him.
yeah,
But is he going to wait that long? And what if like Philadelphia wins? Then he's somehow wins
yeah.
and
I mean,
and
but to me, the UNC thing should be there because it's like it's not like in February.
the UN no, they colleges have to have their coaches now because the portal opens.
Got you right. Yeah, that's no,
Yeah.
that's right. Um,
Because, you can't be waiting around. I mean, kids are gonna be in the portal and leaving if you don't have a coach. Why are they gonna
But
stay if you don't know who the coach is or.
is he really thick-headed enough to say, unless you give me everything that I want, full control, I I'm not gonna go after Don Shula's record?
Well, I know he's stubborn, I know he's arrogant, but and it surprises me, and again, why can't people compromise? Why can't he compromise? If he just coach,
yeah.
Right.
or
Yeah, but he
or
would be here. He would still be here.
or why won't these prospective teams, you know, work out a compromise with Belichick, with the people that are in place that they don't want to lose jobs. Why can't they just come to some kind of compromise on the power issue. It's like a perfect job for Belichick, Chicago,
I know. I know.
right? So, but I don't even think they're even thinking of him at all. They're going to go with the Detroit guy,
Yeah.
Well, with the way that
the
they
offensive
pay,
coordinator.
the way they
Or
pay
even
skill
the
players.
guy from gosh, what's his name? The coordinator from Houston. OC guy, I think his name is Bobby Slowick. I think he's someone
Yeah.
be an option for some teams as well.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. Like
Well, how
Belichick.
about Jacksonville,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So my knowledge is,
You want
I
to go
mean,
wreck Mac again?
he's good with, well, Mac's gone after the year. Mac only on a 1-year deal, but he and the owner, Shad Khan, get along well.
hmm
So if you're Khan and you're saying, okay, Belichick's coming, he's going to bring McDaniels, who will fix Trevor Lawrence. He will make our defense elite, and we'll play like we're supposed to play and not be this pathetic team that we are right now. And again, I think, again, a place like Jacksonville, again, you have the quarterback,
hmm
you have a defense that's underachieving. Again, another
Yeah, you'll have other guys that want to play down there because they want to play for him.
right, and you have another perfect landing spot, and it just again, Doug Peterson isn't out yet, but the assumption is he is going to be out.
I've
Yeah,
Again, there's just some of these situations that I just don't get.
I've also heard though, and you're obviously the person that could verify this or not, that the linchpin in Jacksonville is John's son, Tony. And he doesn't want Bill to be there.
Yeah, I think he's their analytics guy.
Yeah, he's like that.
Honest to God.
You can't have two nepotism situations under one organization, right? So
Right. But again, to have those things block the potential of where you might be going,
right, right.
It just,
I'm with you.
a little mind
But
blowing.
listen, if
Yeah.
and Philly says, "Listen, Bill, we want you to come in here, but you do not you get to cook the dinner, but you cannot pick the groceries."
Yeah.
Bill, you need to do it because I think he's a better coach than Don Shula. I didn't live through much of Don,
Yeah.
right? So beat that record, do it. He deserves to do that.
I think Philly is the best one because I actually think Belichick respects Howie Roseman, who's
Yeah.
the GM there. I think perhaps that's where a compromise could come into play, about buying groceries and all.
Yeah.
And Bill's control, and maybe it's, they can work out something because Bill, I believe, well, he respects the owner, Jeffrey Lurie, has
Yep.
a good relationship with him, and he has my understanding, a good relationship with the GM. So, but again, that situation, Philadelphia is in first place in
Right.
the division, and they usually don't crap the bed till the playoffs. So we'll see again, because I don't think their head coach is in any great shape.
Right. I mean, and Bill has leverage right now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ray, but Bill has
Say-
leverage right now. But if he doesn't accept that UNC job by this time next week, he loses his leverage because every NFL organization will know that he's just pitting them against each other to get the best job.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And again, is he really, really gonna,
Well, I mean, we haven't brought this up. I mean, it's been said, but what if he goes to Vegas?
Oh, and he works for Tom? Yeah, that'll happen.
I mean, it seems like the relationship has been repaired to an extent. So I mean, what?
But given that
Yeah.
Coach Prime, Dion is already lobbying Antonio Pierce to select either Travis Hunter or Shador, I think that means that Antonio Pierce is going to have a job as the head coach next year.
I don't think Prime cares whoever's there. He's just
Well, the other thing is, I think, and this is why Dallas might not be in play outside of Jerry Jones being a weirdo. Um, I think Bill would like to stay on the East Coast. I don't think he wants to be out that far away from his root here,
Yeah.
or So, that's why Philadelphia would be great. The New York, either New York job, although you can eliminate the Jets. Um, and I'm not sure what's happening with Dayball, if he's in or out. Jacksonville works. I mean, I think Bill just got a house in a place in Florida, but in Tampa. And that's not that close, but
It's-
close enough,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. And
Um,
Chicago would be I think, the furthest west, right? Because he does have ties to the Detroit Lions. Like he did
right.
work for them back in the day. So he'll go to the Midwest.
Right. Well, like Chicago too. And again, I think Bill's a big historian. George Hallis, the Hallis family. I think that comes into play too with
Yep.
him and where he might want to go.
Mhm.
Um, so, but hey, we might find out this week that he's going to UNC.